What's up everyone, and welcome on back for another video here on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. If this happens to be your first time stopping by and you have no idea who I am, hello, my name is Monet. I am 28 years old, and here on this channel I am documenting my financial journey. I utilize the cash envelope system and I use the debt snowball method to get me out of debt. So if you are interested in any of that type of budgeting content, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button, join the family, and hit the bell so that you will always be notified whenever I upload my next video. But if you're one of my returning subscribers, welcome back. It's been a minute. I missed you guys so much. In my absence, we did celebrate hitting my 5-year mark here on YouTube. So I put a little video of me blowing out my candle and eating a cupcake in celebration of it, but now I can officially say it within a video. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you to all who have been here for 5 years, who's joined along the way. It is just truly amazing, and I just can't believe that I am able to do what I love for the past 5 years, and in the process I've been able to get my finances together and encourage others to get their finances as well. So yeah, I just want to take a moment, say thank you, happy 5 years, and here's to more. So within today's video, as we can tell from the title, we are going to be getting into a cash envelope stuffing. I received my second paycheck from my full-time job for the month of April, which is also my last paycheck for the month of April. So if we are interested in seeing how I'm going to budget all that, then of course just keep on watching. All right, so if you hear weirdness within my voice, your girl is getting over a sickness. I have been so sick for the past 2 weeks, so hopefully it's not too bad. So getting into our paycheck, we're gonna go ahead and remove the items that we don't use right away. And here is my bank slip. I did open back up my shop where you can buy majority of the things that you see me utilize. So I have my bank slip, my bank bag, my binder, envelopes, all of that stuff. Now that I'm back from my vacation, it is up and running. But looking at today, within the bank slip that I handed to the teller, we see that we are working with $685, and this is just how I wanted my denominations. And now that we have the game plan, I like to get started with my variable expenses. But before I do that, let me break my paycheck down because I know you guys appreciate that. So within today's paycheck, my pay is a little bit higher than normal because the company I work for did do their annual performance and I got like a 3.5% raise. So my check is a little bit higher. So today, after all of my deductions and everything, my paycheck came out to $2,217. And what I like to do with my cash envelope system is that I keep some money within the bank for bills that I know are gonna come out of my account and things that I just don't see the point in keeping cash on hand for. And then the other half of my paycheck I take out and stuff my sinking funds, my variable expenses, and things like that. So in terms of things that I kept within my account, we have my bills, and that is for my rent. I did the second half of my rent, which was $840. So now I have the entire payment that's going to be due on the 1st. And my utilities also came in for the month. This is my gas, water, sewer. So not too bad, only $37 this month, which is great. And my electricity, you guys, now that we are getting out of the winter, your girl is getting a lower electricity bill, and I love to see it. And I only had to pay $100 this month, so I am so thankful for that. And then the last thing that I kept in was gas for my car. I go to Costco, so I just keep that on my debit card, and that is $30 that I put aside for that. So now that we have the game plan for the things that stayed in the account, let's go ahead and get started with my cash dividers and do my variable expenses. And when it comes to my variable expenses, I am participating in the dollar challenge. So any dollars that I have within these categories, I do set them to the side and I add them to a jar that we're going to count up at the end of the year to see what I saved. All right, so getting started with spending. Spending is going to get $90 from this paycheck, and spending was used over the past 2 weeks. From the last video that I shared with you guys, my mom did come and visit me and she stayed with me for for a couple of days and we went to go see Mary J. Blige. It was amazing, honey. We had such a good time at that concert, and at the concert I did buy us both t-shirts just so that we can remember the experience and everything that we had there. And then also from my spending for the past 2 weeks, I've been using money that I spent at Dreamville. If you were at Dreamville Fest, it was such a good time. A lot of you guys let me know that you were there as well, and you are J. Cole fans, which I love. So definitely use that. I did go ahead and buy any food and drinks that I needed at the festival, and I bought some merch. So spending was used and is a little bit low, but I do the rollover method. So whatever money I do have from last week, I just add to whatever I have for this paycheck. So adding $90, that will now bring spending to 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 125. So $125 for spending for the next 2 weeks. That should be good. I don't really have anything big planned at the moment. I am honestly just trying to get back to a little bit of normalcy. After that, we get into my groceries. Groceries is going to get $165, and I am in desperate need to go grocery shopping. My fridge was empty because I knew I was going to be away. So let me make sure I have 165. 100, 20, 40, 60, 65. That is good. Looking at what I have left over, I don't have any singles, but I will be going grocery shopping this weekend, and I am excited to get some food in the house, but I'm always nervous to see what the prices are giving at the moment, because I feel like anytime I walk into a grocery store, I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into, but we are just gonna budget and try to control what we can control. So now as a total within groceries, I have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 300. So $300, I feel like that is good for some grocery shopping. I do need to buy a lot of meat. I like to buy my meat to last me at least like a month and a half. I am just feeding for myself, so it's not too bad, but $300 should be good for the next 2 weeks. Moving along, we get into toiletries. Toiletries are going to get $50. I'm gonna do 2 20s and a 10. And I do wanna get my eyebrows done. I know that's something toiletry related that I need. And I need to wash my hair, and I know that I'm running low on everything pertaining to that. So I need shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, all of the products that I need. So that's gonna be a good little penny. If you are a natural hair girly, you know that costs a little bit of coin. So definitely we'll be using toiletries to fund for that. So adding $50, we now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 130, 35. So 135 within toiletries. Next, we move on to clothing. Clothing is going to get $30. So I will do a 20 and a 10. Looking at clothing, that now brings us to 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. $75 in clothing. Nothing crazy, I don't think. All of the events and festivals and stuff that I have coming up, I already got what I need, so don't have anything in mind for that. Next is eating out. Eating out is going to get $40, adding 2 20s. And looking at this section, we do have some singles, so I'm gonna set that to the side. And I have been eating out a little bit more than usual, but that's just because I have no groceries in my home. So hopefully once I get the groceries, that will change that situation. But adding 40, we now have 20, 40, 60, 70. And $70 should be good for the next 2 weeks if I need to treat myself to some sweet treats. All right, so in terms of my variable expenses, that is everything for my cash dividers. So we can go ahead and put them back in my wallet. And they are stuffed and ready to go. Looking at our singles, for our dollar challenge within the week, we saved $1 to $3. So not a lot, but it's something. So grabbing our jar, I'm gonna go ahead and add our $3. All right, that is that. And then next we can do the coin challenge, which is basically the same concept. Any coins I have left over. And I think I have a decent amount, so let me grab that. Okay, so we have a nice handful. Go ahead and add that. Right. And that will complete the coins. And now we can go ahead and grab my binder and get into my sinking funds. All right, so opening up and getting into our first sinking fund, which is going to be annual payments. That will be receiving $20 for today. So adding 20 to this envelope, that will now give us 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, and 360. So $360 within annual payments. Up next it is car maintenance. Car maintenance is getting $20 and adding 20 here. We have a placeholder, so that just means that $1,000 is within the bank, so I don't have to keep the physical cash here. And then in actual cash, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 50. So that's $1,250 in total for car maintenance. So that is good. Moving along, we have car insurance. That's getting $40. I pay this every 6 months, and the next payment is going to be in May. So that is definitely coming up soon. So now we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 50. So we have 450 saved, and I believe I typically pay about $400 for every 6 months. So we will wait to see what that comes in for my insurance this time, and hopefully it's not too much. But if anything, in May, I can try and make up what I need to. After car insurance, we have Christmas. That's getting $20. Adding 20 gives us 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. So 160 within Christmas. And we are just gonna continue to save within there when we can. Up next it is gifts. Gifts is getting $10, and I did take funds out of this envelope. As I shared for Dreamville, it was my cousin's birthday for that weekend, and of course she didn't tell me what she wanted, but in terms of like the merchandise that she got from the Dreamville festival, I just ended up buying her hoodie and I think a tote bag or something like that. So took that out of gifts. And then also at work, my manager is getting promoted, so he's leaving our team, sadly, and we all put in to give him like a little goodbye gift, so I took that out of gifts as well. So the next gift related thing, I guess, is going to be for Father's Day, because technically Mother's Day, I already got my mom her gift. I'm taking her to see Stephanie Mills. So yeah, I believe the next gift thing will be Father's Day and my mom's birthday. Both of those things are in June. So adding this, we now have 20, 40, 50, and 60. So $60 in total within gifts. After that, we have household, but I'm not adding anything within there. This envelope is sitting with $200, and this is basically if I want any decor, organization, things pertaining to my apartment, but as of right now, I am good, so I don't want to continuously add to that. Similar story with medical, not adding anything. We have 540, and that's the cap that I put it on. I am going to the dentist in May, but that is going to be covered by my insurance. But typically, if I need anything from here, I'll replenish it. But right now, medical is good. So the last envelope that we have is for travel. Travel is getting $200. And I did take some funds out of here for travel because I did pay for the hotel when we were in North Carolina. So now travel, adding 200, we now have 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 10, 20, 25. So we now have $525 saved up within travel, and that is looking good. So in terms of my cash stuffing, as we can see, everything has been put away. So that will complete that portion. And now we can get into my savings transfers. All right, so this is actually my favorite part within my paycheck, even though it's normally the least exciting, but I just love seeing the numbers go up. So the same thing that I do with my bills, if I have savings goals that are large and I also don't want to keep cash within the home, I just transfer those to their accounts. So for the last remaining bits of my paycheck, that is what I did with those funds. So the first thing is my emergency fund. We all know that is my #1 priority. I did add $325 from this paycheck towards that account. So that will now bring us to $10,160 saved for my emergency fund, which is just amazing. Hitting $10,000 was just nice to see, and I just honestly can't believe I'm there already in April. So that is just so surreal, and just very grateful and thankful for that. I'm saving up for my 6-month emergency fund, so my overall goal is $13,000 by the end of the year. So we are just inching closer and closer to that goal. And then the last thing that I did in terms of my investments is contribute towards my Roth IRA. From this paycheck, I did add $200 towards that account, and that will now bring my contribution for 2025 within that account to $1,600. And I am working towards the overall $7,000 goal that we have to contribute towards until April 2026. So again, making good progress there. But in terms of my savings transfers, that's all I did. And that will complete my entire breakdown for my paycheck. So if you made it all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, give your girl a thumbs up because that really does help and support the channel. And it always lets me know that you guys are still enjoying this type of content. Be sure to let me know any comments down below if you want to chat, share with each other's goals and things that we did for the month of April. Always love to read those, so leave that down below. And share this channel with anybody that you think would benefit from it. That also is nice and supportive if you want to help. But as for today's video, you guys, that is all I have. Thank you as always for watching, and I will catch you all next time within my next one. Bye guys.